All right, so we're going to draw a spec handle. I've been asked to draw a round tube style pull. I've been given some of the dimensions, so I know that it's 12 inches long. The centers on the holes are 8 inches. The standoff is 1.1/16, and the diameter of the standoffs is 7/8. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to change my setting to 3D, and it gives me the modeling tools. I'm also going to change my view to southwest isometric. That way, I can see what I'm doing in 3D. So I know the one factor is it's 12 inches long. I also know that they're 8, so I could draw a line in the center. Of course, I don't have my center on. Let's go into center. So I just got into this menu from a right click. Let me turn my settings on. From midpoint, I should have on. Quadrant's pretty good. Perpendicular. Okay, that should be good. So then I'll do a line from center. And this doesn't really, it can be whatever. I'm going to offset it 4. Offset 4. I'll go both ways there. So, and I can change this to draw a cylinder. So first things we can draw is the 0.5, the radius of the handle, 12 inches long. Rotate it 3D, so we can pick it there. That's the object, X and 90 degrees. Oh, I'm using my keypad, but okay, so we have that. Then we can do our standoffs again, which are 7/8. So it's going to be 3/8 on the radius. And then for the height, we know it's 1/16, but we want to go to the center of our handle. So we're going to set it at 1 9/16. So 1 9/16, and then enter. We also know that, well, I know from looking at the drawing that there is a little plate at the bottom, which is going to be, so I can hit diameter, hit D, and now I can set the diameter and say this is 15/16, and it's, I think it's about a 32nd tall. Now you could import the PDF to get the actual sizes if you need them, but I can scale it by just looking at it. That'd be close enough. And then on top of this, we're going to need another disc. What I'll do is I'll grab the center of the top of that, if it lets me. If not, we can just do it. Yeah, it's not going to let me. So let's just do it here. It's going to be 1 inch. I think it's 1 inch. 0.5 is the radius. And then we're going to make it 1/8 tall. So we'll just set it to 1/8 there. And then we know we have to select it, move it up. I have ortho turned on, so we're going to move it up 1/32. Move it up 1/32 to get it on top of that part. Okay, so we can change this now to conceptual to see how it looks. Looks a little big, but yeah. it's an 1/8 by an 1/8, but so what we'll do is we'll put a fillet on it. Yeah. Taper the face. And we'll taper it. And what we'll do is we'll do distance. Okay, so I want to chamfer the edge, so we'll move to solid, chamfer the edge. We want to pick that, but let's do distance, and it's 1/8 and 1/8, and then enter. So that gives us our bottom flange. Then we go back to probably stay here and use the booleans. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to join my 3 objects together by selecting them and the boolean union command. So now it becomes one object. And then I'm going to go back to my southwest isometric. I'm going to go back to 2D wireframe. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this from that center point, the edge of this there. And I know that I have to move it. Oh, center. Let's regrab that. Center. And I know that this is now going to move 2 inches out. My keypad is turned off, definitely. Let's move this from center out by 2, because what we have is 12 inches, 8-inch handles, leaves us 4, 2 on each side. And then what I can do is I can copy this down by 8. There we go. Then I can union all these parts together. And I can get rid of my reference lines. And then what I can do is I can fill it. So we want the distance or the radius to be 132 on this. We'll radius the outside of that. Good. And then we'll look at the top. Use the navigation. I turned it upside down, so let's rotate it around. What we could do now is we could flat shot it to make some, a line drawing, or we could add materials, render it. What we'll do is we'll just go back to home here and generate some flat shots. We don't obscure lines. We'll just create, put that one there. We'll go through the menu. I'm not going to rotate it. I'm not going to scale it or anything like that. Then we can go to the left, and again, flat shot it. And I'll just pick a point on the same one to insert it. And I know this is going to be Z positive. I'm done, but knowing that, I will move everything down. So you can draw a line on Z, and then just use that as an insertion point. Then you don't have to worry about moving things after, but let's just move our handle over just a little bit. Then we'll lay out our drawing. So I want this. So the flat shot, everything comes in as a block. So I just mirrored that with the mirror command. And because I have ortho on, I just pulled out to the right. And for this, I'm just going to rotate, picking the center. And again, ortho's on, push up, just rotates 90 degrees. And I'm going to move this to the center and offset it. So, you know, I've got my plan view, elevation, and side view. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these from here. And because I have dynamic input on, I'm going to use the pound sign to then 0, 0, 0, and then that'll move it. Because what happens if, let me undo that, and I'll move it again. I'll select the 3 objects, pick a point, and then if I hit 0, 0, 0, because I have dynamic input on, it actually doesn't move. So, yeah, undo init. Okay. Move this over by 1. And again, I will move these. And I'll pick this point, and then pound sign 0, 0, 0 with my dynamic input moves it to where I want it, so that if I look at the side view again, it will then show me, or I could select the object, look at the properties, and it will be on 0Z. Correct. Yeah, so there you go. If you know the dimensions and you need to make a 3D object of a handle, that's just a quick way to do it.